Hello and greetings to everyone. We are going to continue from where we ended last time on addition and subtraction of integers. We are going to start by correcting the exercises for application we left. It says evaluate the following. We are going to take down solution. Question A, we are to evaluate positive 4 plus positive 6. This will simply be equal to positive 4. When we have two positive signs, plus, the resulting sign is plus. Positive 4 plus 6. The two numbers are of the same sign. So we are going to add the two numbers, then the result will carry the common sign. So this will give us positive. This is equal to positive 4 plus 6 gives us 10. So our answer will simply be positive 10. For question B, we have negative 12 plus positive 5. This will simply be equal to negative 12. We have two positive signs here, so the resulting sign will be positive plus 5. This will simply be equal to the two numbers have different signs. We are going to write out the sign of the larger number in terms of magnitude. We're going to write out the sign which is negative. Then we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. This will simply be equal to negative 12 minus 5 gives us 7. So the answer will simply be negative 7. Question C, we have negative 8 plus negative 2. This will simply be equal to negative 8. Here we have positive negative. Positive negative, the resulting sign will be negative. So negative 8 minus 2, which will simply be equal to the negative sign is common. So we are going to write it out. Then we add the two numbers. So this will simply be equal to negative 10. Next for D, we have negative 11 minus negative 7. This will simply be equal to negative 11. When we have negative, the resulting sign is positive plus 7, which is equal to the two numbers have different signs. So we are going to write out the sign of the larger number. When we talk of the larger number in terms of their magnitude, the larger number is 11, which has a negative sign. So we are going to write out the negative sign. Then we subtract the smaller number from the larger number. So 11 minus 7. This will simply be equal to, put the negative sign in front. 11 minus 7 gives us 4. Therefore, negative 11 minus negative 7 is equal to negative 4. We go now to question E. We have negative 9 minus positive 8. This will simply be equal to negative 9. When we have negative positive, the resulting sign is negative minus 8. This will simply be equal to the two numbers, they have the same sign. So we are going to factor out the negative sign, which is common. Then we add the two numbers, 9 plus 8. So this will simply be equal to negative 17. Next, we go to question F. We have positive 13 minus negative 7. This will simply be equal to positive 13. When we have two negatives, negative, the resulting sign is positive plus 7. So this will simply be equal to the two numbers have the same sign. So we are just going to add them. So this will give us positive 20. We go now to the next question, which is question G. For question G, we have positive 10 minus positive 3 minus negative 4. This will simply be equal to positive 10. We know negative positive, the resulting sign will be negative, minus 3. Negative negative, the resulting sign will be positive, plus 4. So this will simply give us, we know positive 10 minus 3 is simply the same as 10 minus 3, which gives us 7. 7 plus 4, we know 7 plus 4 will simply be equal to 11. So 11 is our answer. H, question H, we have negative 25 plus negative 11 plus negative 7 minus negative 4. This will simply be equal to negative 25. You know, when we have positive negative, the resulting sign is negative. So this will give us negative 25 minus 11. Here again, we still have positive negative. The resulting sign will be negative minus 7. We have two negative signs. The resulting sign will be positive. Next, we have to simplify. You'll see that these three numbers, they have the negative sign. So the negative sign is common. We are going to factor out the negative sign. Then we add the three numbers, 25 plus 11 plus 7. Then 4 will be out. Positive 4 will be out because it has a different sign. Next, we are going to add the three numbers. You know, 25, let's put down our equal to sign with the negative sign in front. 25 plus 11 gives us the number 36. 36 plus 7 gives us the number 36 plus 7 gives us the number 43. So this will give us negative 43 here plus 4. Next, these two numbers, they have different signs. So the result will simply be, we are going to write down the sign of the larger number in terms of magnitude, which is negative. Then we subtract the smaller number from the bigger one. So this will simply be equal to negative. We take 43 minus 4. 43 minus 4 will simply give us 39. So the answer will simply be negative 39. We are done with the correction. So next, we are going to continue with the next operations, which are multiplication and division of integers. So let's write it down. Multiplication and division of integers. So I was addition and subtraction. 2I now will simply be multiplication and division of integers. Let's take the first hyphen. To multiply or divide any two given integers, comma, we make good use Good use of the sign rules below. Make good use of the sign rules below. So I'll present it on the table. First one, this is multiplication. Next for division. There are four of them. So I'm going to create a table with four rows. First one, second, third, and lastly the fourth. For the first one, if we are to multiply two positive numbers, positive number times a positive number, the result will have a sign which is positive. If we are to divide a positive number by a positive number, the result will have a positive sign. If we are to multiply a positive number by a negative number, the result will have a negative sign. If we are to divide a positive number by a negative number, the result will have a negative sign. Next, if we are to multiply a negative number by a positive number, the result will have a negative sign. If we are to divide a negative number by a positive number, the result will have a negative sign. If we are to multiply two negative numbers, the result will simply be positive. If we are to divide two negative numbers, the result will simply be positive. So you take note of this, the sign rules. Let's take some examples on this. E.g., we take for example A, we have -4 times -3. So this will simply be equal to, here we are multiplying two negative numbers. We know when we multiply a negative number by a negative number, the result will be positive. So we are going to put a positive sign first. Then we take 4 times 3. You know 4 times 3 gives us 12. So if you multiply -4 by -3, the result will be positive 12. Let's take another example. B, we multiply -7 by positive 10. This will simply be equal to, if we multiply a negative number by a positive number, the result will have a negative sign. So we are going to put a negative sign here first. Then we take 7 times 10, which gives us 70. Next, if we take C, we are to divide the number -25 by number 5. This will simply be equal to, we know when we write down a number without any sign, that number is a positive integer. So in this case, we are dividing a negative number by a positive number. So the result will be negative. And if we divide 25 by 5, we know it gives us 5. Therefore, negative 25 divided by 5 is equal to negative 5. Next, let's go to D. We get to divide the number negative 120 by the number negative 4. Now this will simply be equal to, we are dividing two negative numbers. When you divide two negative numbers, the result will be positive. So we are going to put a positive sign here. Then we divide 120 by 4. Divide 120 by 4. 4 will go into 12 3 times. We are going to attach 0. So this will give us 30. Here we know negative, when you divide a negative number, you divide a negative number by a negative number, the resulting sign will be positive. So this will simply give us positive 30. And we are done with this. Now let's go now to the next thing. We have to multiply, the next hyphen, to multiply an integer by a power of 10, that is, talk of power of 10, that is, we are referring to 10, 100, 1000, that is a 1 with zeros, 10,000, 100,000, and so on. We simply write down the integer, and attach, simply write down the integer and attach the zeros of power of 10. Let's take an example. Let's take e.g. example given. We take, for example, a negative 12 times 100. This will simply give us, in this case, the integer is negative 12. So I'll write down negative 12. Here we are multiplying by power of 10, which has two zeros. So I'll attach the two zeros. It gives us an answer of negative 1200. So I'll underline the answer. Next, for B, let's take B, another example. We multiply 7,842 by 10,000. This will simply give us a positive. Write down the integer 7,842. Then we attach the 4 zeros of 10,000. Next hyphen, to divide any integer by power of 10, we simply take decimal point integer a number of places to the left, which is equivalent to the number of zeros of the power of 10. Hence the number of zeros of the power of 10. Now let's take this small note. Let's note this down. Note all integers can be expressed with a decimal point. E.g., let's take this example. E.g., we can express a -1 as -1.0. Can express -2 as -2.0. Can express 7 as 7.0, and so on. Now let's take some examples under the division of an integer by power of 10. Let's take this example. We have a. We have to divide -724 by 100. So this will simply give us, we're going to write down the number -724, the decimal point after 0.0, like this. We know the power of 10 has 1, 2, it has 2 zeros. So we are going to take the decimal point 2 places to the left. We're going to take it 1, 2. So the decimal point will be here. And this will simply give us the result of -7.24. But this 0 after the decimal, after 4, has no use. Let's underline our answer. Take the next B. Let's divide negative. Let's take this number 8954. Attach 3 zeros, please. Divided by 1000. Okay, so we can express negative 8,954,000 as such. The decimal point and 0. We are dividing by power of 10, which has 1, 2, 3 zeros. So we are going to take the decimal point 3 places to the left. We are going to take it 1, 2, 3. And this will simply be equal to negative, to give us negative 8,954. So you take note of this. Next, the other cases, if for example we are to divide an integer by a power of 10, which is negative. Let's take it that way. And for example, if we are to divide let's take for example C. Let's say in C we are to divide negative 12,000 by negative 100. In this case, we are going to make good use of the sign rule. You know, if you divide two negative numbers, the resulting sign will be positive. So here, the resulting sign will be positive. Then now we are going to assume we are dividing two positive numbers. We are dividing 12,000 by 100. So in this case, this will simply give us, write down 12,000, decimal point 0. We are dividing now by power of 10, which has two zeros. So I'll take the decimal point 1, 2. And this will simply be equal to positive 120. Take note of such cases. Then in a case where let's take a case, in a case where we are to multiply, for example, let's say we are to multiply positive 375 by negative 100,000. In this case, this will simply be equal to, we are going to apply the sign rule. We are multiplying a negative number by a negative number. If you multiply a positive number by a negative number, the resulting sign will be negative. And we are going to assume the two numbers are positive. We ignore the signs. We are going to write down the integer 375. Then we attach the zeros of the power of 10. We're going to attach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 zeros. And this is our result. So you take note of this. Now, I will end by giving the exercises for application on multiplication and division of integers. So we take down exercises for application. Take this, evaluate the following we have for A, positive 14 times negative 3. B, we have positive 26 divided by negative 2. C, we have negative 8 times negative 5. D, we have negative 500 divided by negative 25. E, we have negative 71 times negative 1000. F, we have negative 24,000 divided by negative 1000. Then if you take G, -4 times -3 times -7, H we have -5 times -4 times -3 all over -2 times -3. So these are the exercises for application we have on this. Next, we are going to correct the exercises. Then we are going to treat the other properties on the set of integers. That means the property of commutativity, the property of associativity, and the distributive property. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video, share and subscribe to this channel.